It's lovely to be with us and to know that we are sharing many of us common memories, things that we are experiencing as we come together this afternoon. We've come to a well of grief, and there are two ways we can handle this. The one way is to toss a point into the well, as if it were a mushy well, and hope things will be all right and carry on. Or we can plunge into the well of grief and dive down into the dark waters that are there and experience the sense of loss and hurt and bewilderment and confusion and all that goes along with what has happened and what we have experienced over the last few weeks. To have loved him and known him, and for his passing to be so sudden and unexpected and without much warning, and torn away, ripped away out of life for us. Can leave us feeling vulnerable and also confused. And so, and we toss the coin into the well, we're going to miss, we're going to miss his passing as purpose, as we. So I invite you to plunge into the well, to weep if you need to weep, to share. There will be opportunity to share, to talk, to and to remember, and in the end, to allow his passing to have in an unexpected way be a special each one of us. We're going to just spend a moment in quiet and just let an image of Roy come to your mind. Maybe you're hearing his voice, recognizing his clothing. And just be grateful for the privilege of having known him, of having listened to him, of having argued with him, differed with him, of having encountered him as a well-living and dynamic person. And just notice the emotions as they flow through you. what it makes you feel. And then to come back to me and to remember the way in which we touched the lives of us as individuals. We're going to have an opportunity for sharing a little bit about how it's encountered us. I'm going to ask Roy, Bob to spot us, and then followed by Paul, and then Paul, open hearts. Maybe one word, maybe a paragraph that you would like to share. And then after all of that, I will last word.
Like, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all very, very much for coming. It's nice to see people here. I'm not the greatest of talkers, so please bear with me. Okay. Otherwise, I want to thank very much for leading us on our way here. I have a note from Robbie here. Excuse me, guys, sorry. Sorry. This is from Robbie. He said, Dear Catherine, Pam, Sophie, and family, my deepest condolences to you all. And love from all of us, Robbie. I first came into touch with Roy many years ago. I can't remember when the exact moment was. At the time when I went to radio, and at the time she was in a wheelchair, and she had an eye on him, and she went and yeah, they sort of started looking out for a long time, and then eventually we had two little people who joined us, and that to me showed a Roy who's totally different from the one that I met and had heard of originally. Somebody who was relaxed, picky, didn't want to didn't want to settle down, didn't want anything. And when he committed to having the twins, I thought that was brilliant. And then shortly afterwards, well, actually, it was a whole year afterwards, um, Kath and Roy were married, and been together for a long time now. Well, a really long time. 7 years or so, seeing twins are now about 9. And from that, there were two or three main highlights in my life with Roy and Kath. One is there's the twins. That was great, very great news. Second one was when Roy came in, I was in the office, the very last thing in this world, expecting. Roy came in, said, I want to see you, and grabbed me and said, I want to marry your daughter. So I said, yeah, cool, that's great, I'm very pleased, and that really was a very special moment for me too. And then they sort of messed around, they stayed in Claremont, Alpha, Islands, Table View, and eventually I built on the second building in our place and managed to convince them to come and join us there. And that's how the highlight in my life, that they've been so close and that will want us to be next to them and enjoy their lives as well. Sorry, I was I think what Roy meant a lot to Jean and I. he was a nice stability in his life. And although he was a totally different character and person to myself, the two of us got on very well together, and I enjoyed his company, I enjoyed him, and I enjoyed what he brought to my life and to his as well. Um, it really was a very good partner, and we will try and keep the memory as going. Of course, Michael mentioned the passing of Roy was rather very sudden and being total chaos for all of us. The ocean running from down here to up here, nothing stable, nothing going on. And it's been a very, very tough time. And I would say thank you to Jean and thanks to Kath and Pam and Sophie that we could stick together as we did and sort of get through the worst. That's basically me done, guys. Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to hand over to Paul now. And he's got some things to read and some words to say to you as well. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. We are I was busy trying to set up the stream now because we're streaming to all those who couldn't be here today. So it's up on Facebook and YouTube as well for all those who couldn't be here. One of which is Roy's mom, Frankie. Um, she has sent me a little tribute for Roy. So I'm going to read this. Um, I hope I'm going to do it justice. She says, "Where do I begin as the one who birthed this extraordinary, caring, loving, brilliant person, Roy Frank? Before Roy started school, he was reading and drawing lifelike pictures of people and animals. By standard two, he was arguing with his teacher, then Miss Lynn Clark, about, oh, you haven't given it 19 out of 20 in a project. So eventually, she ended up giving him the other point. And at the time, he also learned the square root of pi to 32 decimal points. And he asked why he had done so, he said, because I can. Lynn had his IQ tested, and Professor Orman walked out of the test room and declared, "Yes, he was Bertha's son, who is in one of the top 3% IQs in the world." He probably gave me a to-do list of do's and don'ts, and as such as play card games with him, like 21 blackjack, to challenge his brain, and don't set lights out times. The latter would have never worked for Roy anyway because he went to bed and consumed dictionaries and encyclopedias, books. Uh, and yes, I read to Doug and Roy from a very early age, and he soon enjoyed Dutch books. And Doug being 3.5 years older than him as well. In high school, he enjoyed chess, debating, and speech, represented the Eastern Cape area in school's national speech competition in Standard 9. He won many competitions for writing, speeches, quizzes, and art, and we were often amazed by his brilliance. At this time, he coined the name of Motherist, which is Mother Dearest, and I loved it. From a very young age, we were very politically aware and avidly watched the newscasts on TV. Instead, too, he remarked that if your daughter was lying about something, and when Ken asked why, he answered, "Dad, just look at his body language." And he won't look at the interviewer in the eye. By standard nine, he was very involved in showing freedom and joined the End Conscription campaign and spoke at many rallies. At UP, as it was then, he was among those who started the concerned students group who fought draconian apartheid rules and the apartheid government per se. Was in the decision-making group of the peace-minded PE for the 1994 elections. And then, of course, we get radio, where a lot of us knew Roy as well. In high school, Roy spent many weekends setting up and working sound systems or lightings for many shows. He wanted journalism, but journalistic friends had said to him, rather do your career BA, studying subjects that would help him ask intelligent questions when he interviews. So he did that. He joined Radio Uppy as a DJ and over varsity vacation on radio, which was a paid job, and it also helped towards his varsity fees. So he through varsity. However, after 2.5 years of varsity, he phoned me to say that he offered a sound engineering job for Dr. Victor Lewis. He came to do that, and I think the road manager as well. And he applied to Radio Upper, and 6 months later was accepted and became one of their top DJs. And he had a fallout with management who objected over his going to work. That was during the 6 p.m. show in the evening. And after a variety of training the new six radio DJs, he moved to Cape Town where he got involved in a variety of different work, including copywriting, lecturing, where he met Kath, and also where he met me and a bunch of other people that we stayed in touch with him over the years. And also MCing, he also he was the voice really he can cycle to an expo which used to have well that voice that does happen, but very sad is not the voice of that from my side and living here on top of this. But it all culminated in him becoming the news editor at Heart FM. As far as it's throughout rather his life, pushed boundaries and challenged conditions, but he always held family close. He was always a loving son and best friend to his brother, as well as keeping contact with his family. He had many fulfilling relationships and friendships along the way, many of which have endured significant periods of time. As a at times concerned mother, watching from afar, his approach appeared to be almost free and gypsy-like. Down for too long. After he met Catherine, and his inner adult surface, he rose to his role as a caring and loving husband, a father. His passing has left a gap in his professional world, loss to his friends and especially his family, and the loss created in his passing will be felt for a long time to come. Rest in peace, my precious son. You have made me so proud throughout your life. I will cherish the many wonderful memories of you as a son, husband, brother, family supporter, and professional. Okay, please, to help fill the massive loss to myself, Catherine, and the rest of your family and friends. And that's for Frankie. Thank you very much. Frankie. Um, so I met Roy in the same way Kat did. I just didn't have the same feelings for Roy as she did. But yeah, I mean, Roy and I, we kind of lost contact for about maybe a year or so. And then we met up again in the bar called our favorite place to go. It was a pub quiz that we actually lived with, and Kath and him were a team. So you guys had already met, you guys were already together. I don't know if you remember the first time I saw you at the pub quiz back in the day, and we became friends, and that friendship lasted almost 20 years. We have also been business partners. We've been colleagues at Hearts FM, where we both work together there now for about a decade. And I'll always remember Roy and his face when you watch him mess up. And Roy, every time if he makes, he likes to be a perfectionist when he's doing it. And if he makes a mistake, he'll carry on reading. But what I'm reading is like playing sound bites and just making pulling faces and hand gestures when he's reading it. So there's that on a radio level, but Roy on a friendship level was just something else. Roy's intelligence, his his caring for another person was absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, I just always remember that, and of course his love for tequila. And then, of course, we also started a quiz team as well, which was just the two of us. And we were going up against 6 and 8 players per team, and it's just the two of us. And Roy pretty much just carries the whole team. And I'll help with music and Roy with the rest. So, a phenomenal person and a phenomenal friend. And we'll get this at last. I've got a couple of voice notes that I've asked colleagues and friends of his to share some of those from people who couldn't be here today. So I'm going to stop talking. Some of these. Okay, here we go.
Hi folks, Peter Simmet here. The late great Roi Simpson was a mentor, a friend, and someone very special in my life. In 2003, I was 20 years old and doing no research. Somehow I managed to convince my parents to pay for an introduction to radio broadcasting course at the old Cape Technicon. Roy was my lecturer. I believe I was the only one in the class that graduated to commercial radio, so in that sense, I'm always Roy's boy. We stayed in touch over the years. He was only ever encouraging. One of the friendliest people I've ever known, with a woman's heart, infectious love. The man who helped make my broadcasting career possible. Forever be grateful. Rest in peace, Roy.
Wonderful. I had the joy of knowing Roy for, for short stints, but over 22 years. The amazingly kind and generous and loving that he was as a colleague, as a friend, and in some sense a mentor. Um, I must have kept my heart is with you and with the children. And I'm one of the people who very ardently believe that with things to be celebrated in some kind of evergreen that joy of being able to work with Roy. First of all, as the presenter, as the first presenter, the person behind the sound of that station, who has copyright under his wing a little bit and showed me some of the finer points and took so much patience and care with me. And next on as a news editor, I truly could believe in when it came to telling the human story that we do. I don't believe in separation. I believe in a change. I believe that maybe Roy, there's a way that we use he's with us. And it's so much stress. Roy is always going to be with us. And what we can do is carry forward every lesson that he taught, pass and pay it.
Dearest Roy, crazy how I say your name like I've known you forever, and it's only been too short. I remember stepping into the heart of your building for the very first time, walking down the passage and encountering you, giving me a beautiful warm hug and a welcome. to the business, and your kindness and sincerity has been consistent from that day until the very last day that I saw you, which I didn't know would be the last day I get to get a warm embrace from you and a soft word of encouragement. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity of spirit. Thank you for your laughter and your sense of humor. You serve so many people so well with your honesty, with your commitment to excellence, and of course, with your general love for knowledge and sharing great news, values, and such a beautiful man. We saw our kind people will miss you, will always remember you. You'll always be with us. We appreciate you and we salute you.
Friend, Roy, Roy with an I, eyes, and I wish you and your family and his lovely wife and his long life. Roy was a friend to me. Tim, when he was running the radio, a stellar man, a man of integrity, a man of deep love and sound knowledge, and a wonderful who always had the best interests of everybody else at heart first before himself. Roy, I'll miss you. Friend, our chats on the 20th of January will never be the same. But on the same day, I miss you, my friend. You are a great inspiration to me. I don't think you ever knew that, but you're a giant, and there's a wonderful saying, you're a wrench. And that's what you are, a wrench. You will always be a wrench to me. And I will always remember you, the 20th of January. From now going forward, I will never ever be the same. I wish Roy's family and his friends long life. I miss you, Roy. Lots of love.
Mr. Simpson, Doctor, your departure has shocked me, especially as in the usual. But it was not only my editor, but also a father figure. I've learned a lot from him while heading the heart of it over the past years. Definitely, I'll miss his guidance. And of course, his sense of humor. I'll miss those messages in our WhatsApp group in the mornings before he comes in. Spar on. That's all he must share what would like him to buy for you at Spar. Also, the fixed ones in the mornings and in the afternoons. Farewell, Mr. Simpson. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Roy, I don't think any of us easily imagined we'd be saying goodbye like this. Nothing is harder than saying goodbye. I know I'll miss our catch-ups in the kitchen, especially the stories we shared about Pam and Sophie. Catherine, I am so sorry for you. Through the memories, the ones we love live in our hearts forever. Thank you for sharing Roy with us. Pan and Sophie, your dad loved you with an unconditional love. Farewell, my friend. Life is but a moment, and you all showed how powerful a moment can be. Even as we say goodbye, we lift up your life with the inspiration of love, your wisdom, and wit. And it was always your wit. You will forever be missed, Mother.
This is Anton, and I met Roy many years ago before I became part of the Art of Acting. I think it's 12 or 13 years ago now. He's such a very reliable, kind, helpful, and patient person. Roy always made time for others, his life, and I don't think I ever saw Roy in a bad mood. He was the same every day, regardless of what was happening. I honestly don't know how to I miss it. The funny things he used to say, like calling you used to bunnies or doctor, just thinking about him now brings a smile to my face. You're taken away so unexpectedly that I find it hard to wrap my head around it. You are so blessed, always will be.
Hello, everybody. It's Edwin Thomas. I had the pleasure over the last 2 decades plus having worked with Roy on a path, training sessions and a couple of training seminars over the years. And you know, the one thing that I think I can take away from interacting line is that he's remained largely unchanged, which is rare in our industry, and it's also rare in life that somebody knows you or herself to the extent because knew exactly what he stood for, knew what he believed in, knew what he valued, what he fought for. And I suppose speaks to somebody who knew himself at a very young age. I mean, many of us, as we journey through life, discover things about ourselves. I think Roy had waxed at a very early age. Not only is like in prematurely and way too soon. Some of the other, there was this sense of self that just shone through everything he believed and stood firm around. None of that had changed over the course of the 2 decades plus that I've known him. And that has just been such an incredible thing to experience. To Catherine and the family, my very deepest sympathy. I think I carry that on behalf not just of myself and my family, but everybody else in our industry who's interacted with him. He's left an absolutely indelible mark. Nothing could replace, absolutely not. But perhaps in the fullness of time, one is then able to look back and reflect and appreciate the role that he played in our industry and also in our lives.
Roy is still only 3 tequilas.
All right, so there we go. That last one was from Richard at the bombshell. I'm just going to try to say anything.
Hello, everyone. To Catherine and the kids, family, my condolences on Roy's passing. As we've heard, he's left a massive, massive mark in so many people's lives, and mine included. I've only known Roy for the past 5 years, and even before I met him for the first time, email communication, I could see that this was that it was different from what other news editors that were. Um, Roy fought for me for the biggest part of the year. I don't know if he's ever told you, mine is morning. Sorry about that. For the best part of 9 months, Roy fought for me because I wasn't coming over for a lot of him had initially proposed to give me. So I was like, no, it's cool. Where we are. But he insisted, and eventually we found our way, and I kept it. And it was there where, I really realized that Roy is a remarkable person, not just a remarkable editor, a remarkable journalist, or a remarkable anchor. He was a remarkable person, and I'm kind of jealous just reading all of the tributes this afternoon about people who've known him for longer. I think I would have loved to have forged a friendship as deep as many of the people's voices that we've heard, many of the people sitting here this evening, or this afternoon rather. But 5 years has shown me enough. Roy has been kind to me, Roy has been helpful, he's been a mentor, and he's touched my life profoundly as well. And in recent times, I've always told Roy I hate listening sessions and I hate one-on-ones because, managerial costs. So he knew from the get-go that I didn't do listening sessions and I didn't do one-on-ones. But Roy being the editor, it needed to happen. So we changed the way that we did one-on-ones. Roy and I's one-on-ones were one-on-ones on a personal level, on a deeper level, speaking as human beings, speaking as dads. My eldest son is the same age as twins. So we had similar challenges. His challenge only doubled with mine. So, but we talked about those things and share and really encourage each other. And I then eventually started looking forward to our quarterly one-on-ones because it was a time we could share as two men. You know, sometimes men don't have the platform. Men can't show weakness or vulnerability. But in those one-on-ones that our we talk to each other, encourage each other, and say, I'm struggling with this, how do you deal with this? And those were the times, and when we went away at staff parties or at Strat weekends, I mean, we were fortunate enough to share the room once, and yeah, that was also where I learned a lot about Roy. And just the sort of person he is, as Paul mentioned, he loves understands. Um, I don't know how he got down so it's a super unique role itself. But yeah, he was a great guy. Um, and, and, and I learned that he was a big family man. His family gave everything to him. And he touched it absolutely. That's why encouragement to the family is as much as it's a horrible role. You can encourage yourself in the family, touch many people's very, very deep. On a level much deeper than just the surface. He really was. I mean, the number of people who walked into his office and just sit down to chat with him. He was that shoulder. He was that sympathetic ear. He really was a person that you could rely on for for sound life advice, or just sympathetic ear. So, we must. But I think from our side of the newsroom, we'll just continue to make sure that the sweet spot is full, and also to make sure that the basketball draw always stays full as well. We miss each other. Absolutely tough going on without you, but we're trying to do a legacy. We're trying to do justice. Thanks very much.
Thanks, folks. A lot of you will know I've known Roy for ages. I'm Neil. I first got together. I started radio work off Martin Bailey, which is a community station out Helderberg Way, obviously. And then we got together again with Clicks Live, and then Roy joined me as at the main. Martin's story. A lot of questions as to where he got tequila addiction. We were sponsored by Cuervo Gold. And everyone that came for a request for the gospel had to have a permission with us. I just want to share that with you. Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else? Please just. Radio people on sharp.
Hello, everyone. I'm not a radio person, unfortunately, but Catherine and Sophie, the parents, my sincerest condolences. I'm Roy. Cheers. The tequila again. I met Roy 18 years ago. I just arrived in Cape Town, and you know me. Cape Town. I went to a bar called Rafiki. Spaces, and it was out on a balcony, and we sat down and literally at the table, literally on top of the table, across the leg is technicolor. I remember those beautiful things, and so it's interesting. With you, where to go, and he suggested fixing. We went, and that was the first time I met Roy, and then we became very friends, and then we became close friends with Catherine. Unfortunately, as we didn't have a chance to see Roy last couple of probably the biggest sad story is the fact that made it his 50th birthday a couple of years ago, which I never thought I'd be standing up here but such is life. But I know that indeed it will be dearly missed by everybody, and I think everybody has said so much. It just shows you how much he meant to everybody, in not only this room, but to people in the world. So just Catherine from me, and as well, I just want to send you all sincere condolences. I'm going to miss you terribly.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Monique. I'm a radio person, turned PDD, turned over to the dark side to work for government. I started at the individual that but I just want someone to say you and children, Captain, thank you for doing with us. I didn't have the privilege of working with him, but I remember being so careless when we found out that he was in the party. I was working at EW. We met accidentally at a court story just as I was starting my radio journey, and he was so kind. He called me without knowing who I was, I saw this last call. And it was so, he didn't know me from but he helped me, told me, this is where you go, information, this. And I said, I work at EWA, right? Legal complaints. And he's like, no, we help each other in this game. And I thought, oh, so cool. And it was only later that I found out news editor. I said, oh, I'm so jealous. I wish you could become news editor. I hope my and that just set the tone for how I get away. Someone was so humble, so kind, like he is about me. I'm this guy with this title, I can't see me helping a competitor, I can't see me doing this. And over the years, we didn't speak a lot, but we did speak. He was one of those people who asked you, how are you? He usually wanted to know, how are you? And he asked, how's the person? How are you doing? He checked in whenever I changed jobs. And I just thought, you don't get people like this, especially young honesty, where it's very manual themselves. Everyone is out to just get ahead, to be the best, to be the first. Whereas he did it with such a with such striving for excellence, striving to constantly innovate. Even though he was going for so long, some people talking about knowing him for a bajillion years, he was of a certain age, but for someone who's been there to still be so passionate, so wanting to do best for his listeners, for his audience, for his craft, and for people that he was with. I think it's just incredible, and it's weird to me to even speak about him in the past things. So I can't even imagine who's any families. So I just say so much. Just know that his legacy lives on. He lives on us who strives to be as kind, as passionate about our craft, no matter where life takes us. And that's something that he has instilled in us, those journalists, all journalists, journalists, but had the privilege of knowing Your love really is really seen in us. I do all. So thank you. And please
This is the last call. Oh, all right. Paragraph 8, if you can. If you can't, you will hear.
Hi everyone, I'm representing the Port Elizabeth Club. I'm away from 1981. And was the action committee. I was the youngest country to it's not prepared to stand for. And he, yeah, was a young activist who joined us in the together. I was the chairperson of the history and Roy was the media coordinator. And Roy didn't suffer. He fought for what he believed was right. He was amazing slogans for our campaigns. He was an amazing friend. And the truth is that this thing with tequila started.
Everybody's claiming responsibility.
The Church Marathon or the Maid, the years, but he was an amazing person. We used to keep in touch and chat. He's a boy and girls. It was like twins, and yeah, such a shock when we learned about it. And I can't imagine what it was you without it, because I can't imagine what Roy. It's so hard to do something to learn. And yeah, I just want you to all know that thank you for the PE phrase. And we wish you well. And his memory will be with us along with him.
You owe those
Yeah, we to keep it.
anyone can go further back than me.
I'll keep it short. I'm also part of the radio crowd, but not behind the mic. I'm really great. And so, Michael, when you mentioned just close your eyes, I can just picture Roy sitting in his clothes, in the office, at a desk, and I'm swinging around. Roy, what do you think about this? You always have a creative angle. And so radio, he was pretty much all the radio consulting. And you would often have Peter join with some class. And I said, yeah, but there's really three of them wrong. What have they done on us today? There was some laughter. We lost them. But the three of them, we would laugh, and that's the thing with role play. He would have such an alternative approach to everything. And such a witty thing. And just such a nice. So I remember meeting you, we were at the gospel in a way function. And that was the first time that we were in his private world. I mean, as much as he was, he held his family really private, and he loved him so much. So I could just see Roy walking in here. I could hear him say, so we would often go to like audience rants, the audience and him and I would then debate the numbers. And he really was pivotal in terms of positioning us as a number one radio station. He, as much as he stood for what he stood for, he knew and said that he was true to himself and he knew what he stood for. He also helped people along the way. It was one of a kind.
We've focused our attention so much on Roy and all that he was. It has been deeply moving for me to listen to hear his stories and to experience the emotion and the privilege of having had this your friend as your husband and as your father, daddy, and as your son, and as a really special person. Life, and we are focused on him. But I want us to in the last thing that Roy did was die. And so his last to us was his dying. Not, not in a negative way, but as a way for us to take a second look at our own lives and be challenged by where we are and be able to cope with his past and his past and this as well. Life is full of endings. If there were no endings, we would not have evolved who we are. And creation around us exists. Our forests, our vegetation, ourselves, our history would not be here if it weren't for endings. Endings are never final. When we sat with the kiddies and spoke about Roy as father, that he's not there anymore, we said we noticed that he was, but he was in the place. He wasn't at the office or in the room, he was now in our hearts, in our memories. And so he lives on with us in a very kind of way. So the ending is not really a full stop. Uh, it's, it's only an introduction into something new and forward. There are moments in life when we are reminded that we are finished, that there is a life story. As a sculpture is shaped by what is chiseled off the block of stone, so too we are shaped by what we touch with all the complexities that is letting go, or by the size of chance, which takes away as impartially as it is. So I have a few notes here that you can relax. If you see the number of pages, it's in 18. So I will read it. God, each of us trembling totally, made of particles, both absolutely vulnerable and absolutely hungering for absolute in the universe, hungering for permanence in a universe of ceaseless change, patient for meaning, for beauty, universe of existence. Out of these hungers, out of these contradictions, we make everything that invigorates life with aliveness. Our art, our music, our poems, and our mathematics, our novels, and our loves. I love Richard Dawkins. I love Richard Dawkins. He said, we are going to die, and that makes us the lucky ones. Most people are never going to die. They're never going to be born. The potential people who could have been here in my life, but who will in fact never see the light of day, outnumber the sand and brains of it. Certainly those unborn ghosts include the poets, the greatest scientists than we know this because the set of possible people allowed by man so massively exceeds the set of actual people. In the teeth of these stupefying words, it is you and I in our ordinariness that are here. We are the privileged few who won the lottery of birth all wants. How dare we whine at our inevitable return to that state from which the vast had never stirred? And so, Ian Lawrence writing, ask us the question, have you brought your ship of death, or have you? Or your ship of death, for you will need it. Now in the twilight, sit by the invisible sea of peace and build your little ship. That will carry the soul and what's turning on and on, so small, so beautiful, over the long. When the day comes and that day will come. Think of it in the twilight, the last day, and the setting forth of the last journey over the hidden sea to the lost wonder of oblivion, the lost wonder. When we have trusted ourselves entirely to the unknown and are taken up out of our death, build your ship. Be building it now with dim, calm thoughts and quiet hands, putting its timbers together in place, rigging its mast with the silent, invisible sail that spread you death to the breeze of the plains of the cosmos, and will watch the little ship with the soul to undergo. Ah, if you want to do something, then build your readiness for the longest journey over lost seas. I'm going to give Rebecca Elson a break, and I'm going to turn to Leo Tolstoy for the final part. Life is continual creation. In other words, the formation of new higher forms. When this formation stops or equally backwards, in other words, forms are distributed. This only means a new form is taking shape, invisible to us. We see what is outside us, but we don't see what is within us, and don't take invisible and external together. The caterpillar sees itself shrivel up, but doesn't see the butterfly that flies up. The caterpillar sees itself shriveled up, but doesn't see the butterfly that comes. So let us be a people who have not lost hope, lost a dear friend, that we have an incentive to go on and for Kath to know that you're surrounded by people who love you and love you very much. It was quite emotional. You guys, you had a great day. And remember where he is now. Where is he living now? In your, that's He's in your memory and in your mind, and you can still keep on loving him. And from wherever he is now, it's interesting to see when it's out and to find out where Roi is. From wherever he is, still loving you. He's still loving you, he's still living. His genes are living you, and you are part of one. Courage that in some lonely and confusing nights, you can just hug yourself and know you're hugging your dad at the same time. For all of us, let's use of everyone to thank you for being here, for your support, and it is greatly appreciated. You'll want to still have some time with each other. There are goodies over there. There is a cup of tea. I don't know if it is certainly not, it's certainly not Diet Coke in there. So please be here and friends and make on with the rest of your life now, because that's what we do. We're going on with the rest of our lives, having had a special and unique encounter that will maybe affect the direction of our own practices as well. Thank you.